Hello everyone, welcome back to Voidheart Studios. Today I have a very fun review for you all. A blaster I've been wanting to get my hands on for quite a little bit, and now I finally have it. This is the Dart Zone NITROSHOT Savage Spin. The Savage Spin was initially released in, I think, 2016, 2017? As part of Dart Zone's kinda elite line, and then they re-released it in 2024 as part of the NITROSHOT series. I think it was 2024? I don't know. I need to read up on some of those statistics and stuff before I start, because I cannot remember some stuff for anything. But this is the Savage Spin. Let's get into the overview. Up at the front, we have the muzzle. There is no end strike barrel lug. That's because it's a Dart Zone blaster. And Dart Zone, for some reason, can't do end strike barrel lugs, even though they can do end strike stock lugs for some reason. Did Hasbro patent the barrel lug and not the stock lug? I don't know. Anyways, let's continue back. Up at the front we have a sling mount, which corresponds to a rear sling mount on the stock, which allows you to kind of carry this blaster on a sling if you so desire, because let's face it, it's a big boy. Down here is the cylinders and cylinder release mechanism. So you pull back on this, and it releases the cylinders, and you can pull this entire rig out for ease of reloading, and then pop it back in when you so get done reloading. And this thing will automatically spring back forward. This is a multi-cylinder blaster, and once you empty one cylinder, you can rotate it to the next using this pump grip down here. It's a very snappy motion, and I haven't had any issues with it yet. Up at the top here is a Dart Zone tactical rail. This fits the, well, the Spectrum scope. That's it. They really need to make more rail attachments for their toy blasters. Like, they got all sorts of attachments for their hobby blasters, but not their toy blasters. It sucks. Back here is the trigger control group. You of course have a rev trigger that you need to hold for a few seconds before you can start firing. And it is a, let me wait for that to rev down. And it is a semi-automatic mechanical pusher blaster. Up here above the pump grip, actually, right here is the battery tray. This thing holds 6 AA batteries, and I've got it chalked up with the absolute best in the hobby, those being Amazon Basics. I'm not even kidding. Those are just really solid batteries. Anyways, now to the back. This right here is a button. This button allows you to collapse the stock. Why would you want to collapse the stock? Ask Dart Zone, but it has multiple points of adjustment because, I guess, for a stock as short as this one, I don't know why you would need multiple points of adjustment. And honestly, you wouldn't be using this thing as a stock anyways. You would be kind of just hip firing the blaster. You would just kind of be hip firing a blaster this heavy. But I guess if you wanted to use it as a bit more of a rifle, you could. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, that's the overview for the Savage Spin. Let's go take it out to the range and see what kind of numbers this thing's hitting. Welcome to a gorgeous day in Texas. the temperature's fine, but the sun's beating down on you, so it feels like it's hotter than balls in March. But we gonna keep on trucking. We got the Savage Spin. I got my sling on, just for, oh Lord, just for ease of holding. I did the same thing I did with the Magnum, where I just loaded up the entire capacity with the different darts. So I'm going to do NITROSHOT darts, then air pocket, then Adventure Force. All right. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do the sling. I'm just going to hold it so I can get it closer to the camera. All right. Ready? And begin. That's pretty good. All right. And that will never not be cool. All right, that is it for the air pocket. Now, Adventure Force. How about I dump the last 5? All right. Firing test is complete. Well, firing demonstration is complete. Now time to go clean up my darts and get the numbers. But I will see you all back inside. Well, we're back inside with the Savage Spin. By the way, the NITROSHOT darts were really consistent out of this thing. They were all pretty much, I mean, when they landed, they were all pretty much within 5 feet of each other, which is, I mean, that's pretty good out of a flywheel blaster, especially one like this, where it's kind of like, because the thing with flywheel revolvers is they'll oftentimes have issues with like accuracy, because you're pushing a dart into the flywheels and then turning the cylinder on them. Which, I mean, there are blasters that don't have this issue, like for example the Barricade, because it rotates into the right position, fires the dart, and then rotates again when you let go of the trigger. So unless you're like really going to town on it, it won't have any issues. But this one, I mean, not bad when it comes to accuracy issues, but I mean, you've got 45 darts on board. Does accuracy matter? Yeah, I mean, what else is there to say about this blaster? This blaster is everything the Nerf Zombie Strike Doominator wishes it could be. Consistent cylinder rotation. It doesn't skip, it doesn't do anything. I mean, if you were considering buying a Zombie Strike Doominator, don't. Buy a Savage Spin, buy 6 AA's. I mean, Amazon Basics batteries, they're cheaper than dirt. You can get 20 Amazon Basics batteries for $10, which you can't even get 20 of other batteries in a pack. And even if you do, they're like 25. which is like, ugh. Which, speaking of Amazon, this blaster is Amazon exclusive. Just go on Amazon, search up, search up Nerf blasters, and you'll eventually come across a Dart Zone Savage Spin. But of course, if you search Dart Zone as well, you'll find the Dart Zone Savage Spin. And, yeah. It's the funny thing. I mean, my only gripe about the Savage Spin is just the stock, or pretty much lack thereof. I mean, why does it need... If the stock is going to be this short, why does it need a stock in the first place? At this point, just cut this whole piece off and just put an end strike stock lug on there, so people can just put their own stocks and actually have a good, comfortable stock. But that's my only issue with the Savage Spin, is just the uncomfortable stock. And again, every place you could put your hand is weird and messes with the cylinders. So like, if you put your hand on the pump grip, you're kind of jabbing your elbow into your stomach, which might only be a problem for me because I'm fat. I mean, if you put it up under the muzzle, actually that feels pretty good. Put it up under the muzzle, but then if you put it on like this little nub, it interferes with the other cylinders, and even still, with both of those positions, you'll still have to reach back here to pump it and flip the cylinders. That's why I kind of wish they would have put the cylinder rotation on like a tertiary trigger, or like something you can do with your dominant hand. Or have it be like an internal... I mean, I don't think they could do an internal electronic mechanism like the Vulcanator, which the Vulcanator has 2 mag wells, and it switches from one mag to another when one gets empty. I don't think the Savage Spin would be able to do something like that. But, 'tis a pretty neat blaster, nonetheless. It has the same big, silly muzzle brake that a lot of Dart Zone blasters have, and yeah. Overall, fun blaster. Nice aesthetic, nice feel. Love the neon colors. And yeah. You know what? I'll put a link to the blaster in my description, so you can just go down to the description and click it, and you'll be right on the Amazon listing. This cost me about $38, and Amazon Basics batteries will run you. They'll give you everything from nothing, or for nothing. But yeah, if you did enjoy them, please do leave a like, subscribe, do all the algorithm nonsense that I'm pretty much mandated to tell you to do, or else the algorithm will hate me. And I don't know, comment your favorite Dart Zone blaster. Yeah, comment your favorite Dart Zone toy blaster. Leave hobby blasters out of it because they're a whole different bird. But what's your favorite Dart Zone toy blaster? I mean, you can say stuff like the Savage Spin, the Magnum, the Blitzfire, or you could say even old stuff like the Power Strike 48 if you're into that. But yeah, I will see you on the next one. Goodbye.